It's Kevin with Rookie Wild here. I'm here with my dad. And we're gonna do some shooting. This is your first time shooting a bow?
First time shooting a bow, yeah.
Why don't you tell these guys what your passion is about?
Well, you know, because you've grown up with
Yes.
it. Yeah, my first passion is sailing.
Yeah.
And both cruising, but teaching sailing as well. And following retirement, I've gotten back into teaching sailing. And just yesterday, I finished up with my second set of students this year, and it was just such a good feeling that they now own the skills, that they can go and do what they want with sailing.
Why are you doing this aside from the fact that I asked you and would have made you eventually anyway?
When I was at university, I studied accounting, but I took theater as well. And we were given a book, called Zen and the Art of Archery, which is about getting to that freedom, getting to that release, getting to that where you're not doing things with your conscious mind. And so again, I've wanted to experience what I read in that book about how can you drop back and release it without consciously moving your fingers. And so that's always been something in the back of my mind. So.
Awesome. Very cool. And that's one of the classic archery books, and I'm sure a lot of people have read it or are at least familiar with it. And I will tell you, it takes a lot of conscious thought and fumbling to get to the unconscious state, which I'm sure, it's
Guess
that
what?
like...
So does sailing.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. So we'll get you fitted up and we'll get you set up and give you a tutorial. This channel is like what brings us outdoors and what connects us to sort of like the outdoor world, but it's not just outdoors, it's like our history. Was there anything like that sort of leading questions here, but is there anything like that pulled you into that or kept you in that industry?
When I was 5, we lived in Port Credit, a small town now part of Mississauga. I would get sent to the store to pick up something for mom, and I was always late coming home because I stood on the bridge and I watched the sailboats go out. So that would be 1955. So they weren't the modern fiberglass boats, they were the wood boats, they were the canvas sails, they were wooden masts. And I always had this dream about people who went to sea.
If you talk to a sailor and told them about how sailing is situated today, recreational sailing, and how it's perceived today, what do you think their reaction would be?
Well, I think, during the British colonialism, it wasn't a good thing to be a sailor because most were conscripted, some were pressed into action. I think if you talk to the skippers of those boats, the captains who went to sea and that sort of stuff, they would say, well, why would you choose to do this? I have to do it, it's my living. But you actually do this, but you get to choose when you go out, which I think is interesting, because regardless, they had to leave. When you read the story of the settling of Canada's West with a company of adventurers, and they had to come in through Hudson Bay, and they knew they were going to be in ice for at least one winter. That's not what we envision when we talk about sailing today. So I think it would have been very difficult to explain to them, no, this is a hobby. We do this for fun. So I think it would be an incredible challenge.
A foreign concept.
A very foreign concept.
What do you think, you see a whole bunch of new sailors. You see new sailors from a very young age all the way up to people who are starting in their 50s and 60s, 70s.
I've taught 70 and 80-year-olds.
Oh, right. So why do people take up sailing today? Kids maybe because it's a summer camp and their parents want them out of the house for a week, but why do people who are older take up sailing today, do you think?
Well, I have a couple that I just finished with. They're both in their early 20s, both university graduates. They've spent the last year and a half traveling all over North America in their van. They are what I remember as hippies. And we'll go back to talking about freedom.
Yeah.
They've lived in their van for a year and a half. They now want to live on a boat so they can go further and go to different places.
So it's, for them, about accessing different parts of the world, but seeing the world in a different way.
I looked at a video that I shot in 1987, And I said, it's important to know your charts because of the stuff of dreams. This couple, she has dreamed since she was in her teens of sailing the world. She went to school, she got her degree, they're both working and traveling. This is her dream that he has bought into in a big way. And this is fulfilling something she's wanted to do for over half of her life. So it really is. I've always dreamed of getting on a boat, whether it's to get on a boat and go racing. America's Cup is just finished, very exciting. Get on a boat and just cruise the lake on weekends. Get on a boat, use it as a cottage. Get on the boat and sail to Europe. Everybody has what they want to do with it. My job as an instructor is to say, well, tell me what you want to do and let's see if we can direct you down that path. But you have to learn the fundamentals first.
How did you like it? What are your impressions of your first time?
Like I didn't lose any arrows into the field or into the woods or any of that sort of stuff. And to me, it's another thing about discipline, and discipline is being a disciple to yourself. Can you set up? Can you do what you're supposed to do? Can you recreate it multiple times? And that to me is stress less when you get to that point.
So did you have fun?
Yes, I had a great time.